Are you making one of the most common mistakes in the bench press? If you want to know, continue watching this video. It's hard after training, man. I'm so dumb right now. This is gonna be fun to edit. Hi, I'm Adam from Technique Matters, and in this video, I'm gonna talk to you about one of the most common mistakes in the bench press, and that is losing tightness and positioning when the bar meets the chest. So with one of the most common mistakes is that when executing the eccentric in the bench press, it comes down too fast and the lifter tends to lose elbow and shoulder position when the bar meets the chest. So when the bar meets the chest, the lifter is so out of position that they need to use more energy to get back into position and execute the lift. Furthermore, when in competition, when the bar is motionless, you will get a press call. So when you're sinking the bar on the chest and it's still sinking, you will not get a press call. So when competing in a competition, you don't want to waste any unnecessary energy. So you want to make the lift the most efficient you can, so you can lift more weight. Now, since we've established the problem in the lift, now we'll address 3 aspects to attack this problem. The first one is the tempo pause t-shirt bench. So what this exercise does, it teaches the lifter to control the eccentric in a controlled manner until the bar meets the chest and then lightly touch the t-shirt. So what this does, it forces the lifter to stay tight on the chest and maintain position and get comfortable in that position too. So what you don't want to do is not control the tempo evenly or controlling it for most of the movement and then letting the bar drop to the chest and losing elbow and shoulder position. The reason being doing the tempo is just it teaches the lifter to get comfortable to move slow. So have you ever heard of the saying, move slow, learn fast? This aspect comes into play with this movement. So one of the common mistakes is with lifters that when they lose position off the chest is they're just letting the bar drop to the chest and then they'll lose shoulder and elbow position and letting the chest drop. And then they have to use momentum to pull the bar up and finish the press. This requires a lot of energy. This is why having a tempo in the movement will help the lifter control the bar throughout the movement and get comfortable moving slow with it. Okay, the second aspect is the positioning of the chest. That's where we can bring the t-shirt bench into the movement. So what a t-shirt bench means, it means that when the bar hits the chest, you want to think of really lightly touching the bar with your t-shirt. What this does, it forces the lifter to maintain tightness in the bottom position in the bench press. And the next exercise helps target the positioning of the elbows off the chest. So one of the common mistakes is letting the elbows come behind the bar. And what this does, it forces the bar to come forward off the chest and brings the bar away from the center of mass, which requires a lot more effort and it's a lot harder to execute. So with the incline bench, it teaches the lifter to maintain good elbow positioning underneath the bar and maintain a nice stacked elbow position off the chest. The wrong way of doing an incline bench, the first one is probably setting up the incline in a wrong position. So what you want to do is just set up a really low incline. Probably if for majority of adjustable incline benches, you want to just set it up on the first setting and then stay consistent throughout the block with that. Another common mistake is losing elbow positioning. So letting the bar drop too fast or going too heavy that you cannot control the bar in a controlled manner. So what happens is the bar comes down, hits the chest and then loses positioning as well. And then it's virtually even more harder to execute the lift with an incline bench when you lose elbow positioning. So what this does, it kind of punishes the lifter for doing the exercise wrong and then rewards the lifter to do the exercise right. Okay, now I'm going to pass over to JJ and he's going to go over the last aspect to tackle the problem.
What's up guys, this is JJ. So the last aspect that I'm going to talk about today is actually a failure to maintain a thoracic position using just your upper body and an over-reliance on the leg drive. So a common mistake that even I myself make is we try to push very hard with our legs to create that scapular retraction and depression. However, sometimes we can get over-reliant on the legs and we forget that it's still majority an upper body movement and we want to still be able to maintain stability with our upper body. So the variation that we would use to fix this would be a feet-up bench, so any sort of variation, and you can even combine this with the other variations that we've talked about previously, such as the tempo bench or the tempo t-shirt bench. So what this does is actually it takes away your ability to use your legs to create stability, and now you have to use your upper back to really regenerate all that stability. So basically how you're going to do a feet up bench is you're going to set up exactly the same as your regular bench press. So make sure that you're using your legs to get your scapular retraction and depression, get your shoulders set in position, get your arch high, and then get someone to unrack the bar for you, or you unrack the bar yourself, and then you can just pull out your legs and just keep them straight ahead in front of you. So as you put out your legs in front of you, don't forget to just maintain some sort of tension in the hips, because if you just put your legs and they're loose, sometimes you will lose the sort of lateral stability, and that will cause you to have also sort of instability up the chain. So as you execute the feet up bench, what you're looking to do is that you're actually trying to maintain your thoracic positioning and your shoulder positioning as well. So what this involves is a very active contraction of your lats, your rhomboids, your low traps, and feeling all those muscles work rather than just relying on your legs. So one of the common mistakes in the feet up bench is people will set up really nicely when they have their legs down. And as they pull out their legs, right, the first thing that goes is you see the chest drop, the thoracic extension flattens out, and all of the good positioning that they are able to achieve with the legs has been lost. So what this leads to is a bench press that's a lot harder, because now as you flatten out, you have increased your range of motion, and because of that increase of range of motion, you actually have also lost all the tightness that your upper body should be able to maintain as you press. So this is what happens when people are over-reliant on their legs to create depression. So to recap everything, a common mistake with the bench press is actually losing that chest position and sinking into your chest before you press. And here at Technique Matters, we've identified the 3 aspects that you need to work on to fix this fault in your bench press. And the 3 aspects are pretty simple to break down. Number 1 is the speed, which means you're descending way too quickly and not having any control of the bar. You're just letting gravity pull the bar onto your chest. And number 2 would be losing the shoulder and elbow position. So you are letting your shoulders elevate and your elbows to kind of dump back. And the exercises that we will use to fix these 2 problems would be the t-shirt bench with a tempo, or the incline bench to help with the elbow and shoulder positioning. And last but not least, the 3rd fault, which would be over-reliance on the legs and losing that thoracic extension and the shoulder position as a result. So what we recommend for you to try would be to use any sort of variation of a feet up bench, and you can even combine it with a tempo as well as a soft touch to kind of bring it all together. So what we suggest is to use these variations across different periods of your training, and that will help you to sort of tackle these faults individually and allow you to build a bigger bench press over time. So the key point that we're trying to make here at Technique Matters is we want to be in control of the bar rather than letting the bar control us. So there it is, guys. If you want to bench big, this is what you need to do. And if you found this helpful, please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you next time.